We are doing writing, and I am going to read a different version of Little Red Riding Hood. We've had some very interesting tellings of Little Red Riding Hood. Very interesting. So, wow, that's all I have to say. This is called Little Red Cowboy Hat. All right. All right. Now, where do you think this takes place? In a forest? So, Little Red Riding Hood took place in a forest. Where is this taking place? We can just tell by looking at the picture. Jeremiah. Yeah, the desert.
It's a forest of
The forest of cactus. With snakes and turtles and mice and birds. Okay. Once upon a ranch far away in the wilds of the West, there lived a little girl with red hair. Her hair was the fine color somewhere between firecrackers and new pennies. And to top it off, her grandmother gave her a bright red cowboy hat. So everybody called her Little Red Cowboy Hat, or Little Red for short. One day her mother said, "Little Red, your grandma's sick in bed. Ride over there and take her this loaf of homemade bread and a jar of cactus jelly." Ooh, it's actually really good. "Yes, ma'am," said Little Red, who loved to visit her grandmother. "Don't dilly-dally along the way," warned her mother. "No, ma'am," said Little Red. "And be careful," her mother said. "It's rattlesnake season." Yes, ma'am. So do you think we're going to have wolves in this version? I don't think so. Little Red put her cowboy hat on her head and saddled her buckskin pony. She packed the loaf of bread and jar of jelly in her saddlebag, and then she set off for her grandmother's ranch, several miles away. Do you see what's up there?
No, I can't. Oh, yeah.
What season is it?
Rattlesnake. Why is there stars above his head? That's not. Oh, maybe he got stepped on. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe the pony stepped on him.
It's on the back too. What does it look like?
Or he looks like he might be angry. Maybe the stars are him thinking. I don't know. We'll find out. First, she rode down into a deep canyon. Plink, plunk went the pony's feet, striking sparks from the rocks. Ooh, that is a deep canyon. Very deep. Ooh. Next, she rode up into a wide mesa where golden poppies and blue lupins bloomed in the grass. Grandma loves flowers, thought Little Red. I'll just stop for a minute. Ooh. As she was picking wildflowers, she heard her pony give a snort. "Whoa, Buck," Little Red said, turning around. "A snake?" she wondered. Oh, my. It is not a snake.
Kind of creepy. It's a weird. It's a cowboy wolf. Yeah, it's a cowboy kangaroo. Cowboy kangaroo. What is it? What is that? I know kangaroo. Looks like something. It's something. It's a rat.
Friends, I know it's Friday, but oh my. Then she saw the wolf. "Howdy, little girl," he said. He wore a cowboy hat, 3 shades blacker than a locomotive. "Hi," she said. The wolf stood between her and the pony. She didn't want to talk to him, but she'd been raised to be polite. "What's your name, honey?" he asked. He came closer than she liked. "Little Red Cowboy Hat," she answered reluctantly. She'd also been raised to tell the truth. "Red?" said the wolf. A creepy feeling ran up her backbone and tingled in the roots of her hair. Red as in ketchup? He asked. Or red as in blood? She didn't answer. He was much too close. She could count the teeth in his smile. Where are you going? He asked. Why not take a little ride with me? Oh, don't do that.
No. It's a wolf. Why would you do that? Take your pony.
Just then, the pony whinnied and reared. Whoa, Buck, cried Little Red. The wolf leaped away from Buck's hard hooves, Little Red seized the reins and jumped safely into the saddle. To Grandma's house, she shouted as she galloped away. Ooh, should she have said that? So, but the horse definitely saved her. Can you all see that in the back? Yay for the pony, Buck. When Little Red reached her grandmother's ranch, she didn't hear a sound except the windmill creaking. Squeak, squeak. The chickens didn't even cluck. Usually, Grandma was outside doctoring a cow or mixing cement. But now, nothing moved except 3 buzzards circling high in the sky. Poor Grandma, thought Little Red. She tied Buck to the hitching post and tippy-toed into the ranch house. It was as quiet as a tree full of owls. Grandma, she called softly. Ooh. She saw a big lump. Oh, that's not Grandma. In Grandma's bed. The lacy edge of Grandma's shower cap peeked out above the patchwork quilt. I brought you some bread and jelly, Grandma, said Little Red. Thank you, honey, said a muffled voice. Thump! What was that noise outside? Little Red stiffened. Something was wrong. Grandma, she said, is that you? Of course it is, sweetie. I can't see you, said Little Red suspiciously. The lump moved. Deep down in the bedclothes, a strange dark eye glittered. Shoot, thought Little Red. Grandma must be really sick. What big eyes you have, Grandma, she said. The better to see you with pumpkin, said the voice. A thump came the noise again outside.
Wait, what does it look like?
Oh, you can't see. Okay, I'll go on.
Yeah, no, that's
Kind of creepy.
How do wolves talk though?
It's a fairy tale.
That does not look like. Oh, that is not.
That is not Grandma. That one must be really, really sick if that is Grandma.
Yeah. What? The wolf?
Grandma must be extremely ill if that is Grandma. But what is the noise outside, I wonder? The quilt fell away from the huge, hairy... Did I read that all? Yeah. Now, Little Red Cowboy Hat knew it perfectly well that this was not her grandmother. But where was Grandma? She decided to string the wolf along until she found out. So she went on bravely. What a big nose you have, Grandma. The better to smell you with, Dumpling, the figure said in the bed. Thump, thump. And what sharp teeth you have, Grandma. Does anybody want to guess what the thumping is?
Oh, that's
Jeremiah.
creepy. Grandma locked up somewhere. That's creepy.
That is my guess. Yeah, he is not a very nice-looking grandma.
No. Long nose.
And what sharp teeth you have, Grandma. The better to eat you with, Angel Pie. And the wolf sat bolt upright and grabbed Little Red Cowboy Hat. Thump, thump, thump. Ow! She screamed. Quiet, you delicious morsel. He snapped, licking his little chops. Yee. Not a very nice grandma. Can you guys see it?
Oh. I must be freaking out right now. Yeah, I just be running. I'd be out of the house. I feel like I'm out of here.
Wolves are fast.
I was fine.
Okay, listen. Oh, Grandma. Grandma to the rescue. Oh, no you don't, yelled the familiar voice. Get your paws off her, you varmint. And there was Little Red Cowboy Hat's grandma with an axe in her hand. She had been chopping wood. The wolf dropped Little Red like a hot potato and made a break for the window. Are you all right, Red? Called Grandma. Yes, ma'am. The wolf tripped over his nightgown and then he got stuck in the window. His tail waved helplessly behind him. Meanwhile, Grandma snatched her shotgun from the satchel. Oh. Pow! Take that! She shouted. Come on, Red. Little Red leaped onto Buck and twirled her lasso. Together they chased the wolf down the road. Tut, tut, tut! Cried the chickens. No! No! Called the cattle. Breaking into my house, puffed Grandma, wearing my clothes, getting fleas in my bed, messing with my granddaughter. You look mighty good as a rug, Mr. Wolf. Later, back at the ranch, Little Red Cowboy Hat and her grandmother sat down to eat their bread and cactus jelly. Now, Red, have you learned your lesson? Asked Grandma. Yep, a girl's got to stick up for herself, said Little Red. Her wind-blown hair glowed in the light of the setting sun. It was a fine color somewhere between autumn leaves and chili peppers, and Grandma smiled as she smoothed it down. That yellow-bellied, snake-blooded, skunk-eyed, rancid son of Polygram, she said. This time he picked the wrong grandma, and they never had any wolf trouble around her ranch again.
Yeah.
So I like Grandma.
Yeah.
So, now we know we don't mess with Grandma. That's right.
He's armed with weapons.
Well, she lives on a ranch, so she has to be. So, similarities to the real version of Little Red Riding Hood. Now, in the real version, Little Red Riding or Grandma did not die. So, no. But the wolf was in the bed, and Little Red Riding Hood said with such big eyes and sharp teeth and long nose, all of that was like the real one. Now,
How dare you, wolf?
don't mess with Grandma.
Yeah.
So now you need to get out a piece of paper and a pencil, and you're going to do a mini. And for my virtual kids, you can do the same. So,
Are we gonna do this many?
yes, Little Red Riding Hood is known for her red cape, or in this fractured version, her red hair and her red cowboy hat. What is your favorite piece of clothing and why? Is it your tennis shoes? Do you have a favorite t-shirt? Do you have a favorite sweatshirt, a favorite dress? Something that is your favorite thing to wear, and why is it your favorite thing to wear? Little Red Riding Hood had her red cape. Little Red Cowboy Hat loved her red cowboy hat. What do you like to wear, and why? And then you can draw a picture of it. So that is what I'm going to give everybody time to write. So I'm going to give you time to write now as well.